Isaiah was brought into the courtroom in handcuffs. Margaret's breath caught. He looked exhausted, but upright, unbroken. Their eyes met. In that glance was a full conversation. "Are you okay?" Isaiah nodded. "Don't lose yourself." The prosecutor spoke first, painting the scene. An altercation outside a private club. Witnesses claiming Isaiah struck Kessler after a heated exchange. Kessler suffered a fractured cheekbone. Margaret watched Thomas from across the aisle. Immaculate suit, immovable posture. He did not look at her, but his presence filled the room. Isaiah's attorney rose, calm, precise. He requested that surveillance footage from the club be entered into review before bail conditions were determined. The prosecutor's stutter, Thomas's subtle flinch, fissures in the facade. The judge granted a recess as demanded by the prosecutor. In a side room, Isaiah told Margaret of the incident, the negative slur. Margaret gripped his hand. "I believe you." But she had her fears and concerns. Had her love poisoned his life? On resumption of proceeding, the presiding judge allowed the surveillance footage to be played. Undeniable. Kessler, the aggressor, attacking Isaiah without provocation. Isaiah only acted in self-defense. Margaret felt heat rise behind her eyes. Thomas didn't move. The prosecutor cleared his throat. The judge leaned back. "Charges are reduced pending further review," he ruled. Bail set at a minimal amount. Minimal, not dismissed. Thomas's strategy had relied on immediate incarceration on the optics of violence. Now the narrative have shifted. Outside the courtroom, reporters swarmed again. But this time, Isaiah's attorney stepped forward first. "My client was provoked. The footage speaks for itself. We expect full dismissal." Cameras flashed. Margaret turned toward Thomas across the marble floor. For the first time in weeks, she approached him publicly. "You set him up." Thomas's expression remained smooth. "I don't know what you're talking about." "Kessler works for one of your clients." "That's public record." He leaned closer, voice low. "You're still underestimating me." She didn't flinch. "No. Now I know exactly who you are." For a moment, something flickered in his eyes, anger filled with hatred. This has gone beyond private. It now public scrutiny. Media footage, questions asked. Thomas Whitfield is a man who values reputation above all. The custody hearing began that afternoon. The courtroom felt colder, more personal than the criminal hearing. Thomas's attorney argued instability, recklessness, moral endangerment. Margaret's attorney countered with documented parental involvement, school records, testimony from teachers and pediatricians. Then came the psychological evaluation Thomas had requested. Margaret took the stand, hands steady, voice controlled. She admitted the affair, no excuses. "I made a choice," she said clearly. "Never meant to hurt anybody, and I take full responsibility." The courtroom leaned in. Loving someone is not instability, and leaving a marriage where I felt invisible does not make me unfit as a mother. Neither does it make me unstable. Thomas's attorney pressed harder. "Isn't it true you prioritize this relationship over your children?" "No," Margaret replied. "I prioritized happiness over comfort." Slight murmurs rippled through the room. The judge silenced it. Then something unexpected happened. Margaret's daughter, 14-year-old Caroline, requested to speak. Thomas objected. The judge allowed it. Caroline stood between her parents, voice trembling but firm. "Mom didn't leave us," she said. "Dad told us she did." Thomas's face went pale. Caroline continued, "Mummy calls every day, but Daddy gave instructions to the help not to allow us talk to Mummy. Sometimes our phones are sized to ensure we don't communicate with her." Gasps. Margaret felt her heart fracture and mend at the same time. The judge requested a private chambers discussion with both parties. An hour later, the ruling came. Joint custody, no psychological restriction, supervised mediation required. Thomas's control had slipped. not shattered, but cracked. That night, Margaret found Isaiah sitting alone in his apartment, staring at the city through cracked blinds. The assault charge would be dismissed within weeks. The footage ensured it. But something else lingered. Police cruisers still slowed near his building. All bookings remained postponed. Damage rarely announces itself loudly. It seeps. "You should walk away," he said softly as she enters the room without turning. Her chest tightened. "From you? From this war?" She crossed the room. "It's already a war," she whispered. "Walking away won't undo it." He finally turned to look at her. "For you, maybe it's just your reputation. For me, it's everything."